Hi guys, this is Allison from Allykatkreations. How are you? Hi. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I don't get many likes on my videos. Sad. If you get anything from my work, a connected dot, an epiphany, a mind-blown moment, a new book to read, new authors to explore, please consider supporting my work. All the links to do that is underneath the video. And Christmas, holidays are coming up. I customize them to your gem specifications, and I make a whole lot of other artwork and pieces, and I can customize those too. Please check my website, AllyKatzkreations211.com. Email me as always. That's how I go through and do my business. So if you're interested in something, you see something, and I think either tomorrow or over the weekend, I'm going to take a lot of pictures and post them on Telegram and my Facebook page of things for sale that didn't sell, or it's just extra stuff that I just make to make. So today we're going to be tackling Oahspe, first book of God, and we're going to continue on chapter 21. Well, not chapter 21, but yeah, 21, section 21, whatever you want to call it. And I don't have my desk completely back, so I do apologize. My area is still messy. The place thus founded by Brahma was called Hara Oyo, and his people at this time extended in 7 cities and 30 villages and possessed all the country of Rome, which have been uninhabited hundreds of years. And the Vedans cultivated the lands, living on fruits, roots, and on bread made of wheat grown in the fields. But they ate neither fish nor flesh, nor anything that had breathed a breath of life. Brahma and his wife Utiv and his youngest son Hog departed from Hara Oyo, accompanied by 7 disciples, and went forth under the direction of the angels of Oahspe to preach and explain the Veda, carrying 1 book with them. And they went first to the northeast through the kingdoms of Oahspe and Allyad and Zeth and Wow-Itchuri, thence westerly to Hatiquartra, where the tyrant Azai Avin had built a temple of skulls after the manner of the ancients. Azza kept 6 dens of lions for devouring his condemned slaves. So because of oppression, the kingdom of Azahai, I'm not saying that correctly, and I don't care. Hi, guys. We know this book already, and if you are new to my channel, I can't pronounce or project words, certain words. My teeth dropped down. So just forgive me. You kind of understand that by now. Was profitable unto Oahspe from Hatiquartra. Brahma obtained 3,000 followers, and when Brahma had 7,000 followers, the angels of God directed him to the plains of Cpenta Armij, and here he established his peoples, dividing them into families and villages, and appointing priests unto them. And Cpenta Armati became known over all the world from that time after. After this, angel directed Brahma to go to the southwest through the kingdoms of Haspor and Vatyato and Armaya, whatever, and thence to Dakyama, to the city of Tristi, where Oahspe had hosts of 1,000 already inspired to join Brahma. And now the angel directed Brahma to take his host to the mountains of, I'm going to do the best I can on this one, Tikarativra, and establish them, and which he did. And behold, the time of Utiv and Brahma was near an end. And they were grown quite old. The angel said to Brahma, great hath been thy labor, very great, you tivs. Where in all the world is such a woman from the day thou first beheld her, for the glory of thy sons, and in her age to follow thee, walking to so far? Behold, O Brahma, Utiv is weakening fast. Rise up and take her back to Hara Yaoyo. The mountains of Rome are calling her, and the faithful son Hog, strong and tall. Take him back with his mother. Hara Oyo is calling. Brahma went and looked at Yetiv, and his soul spake within him, saying, O Orsman, have I not forgotten her in thee, the mother of my gods? O her proud young soul, when first I saw her. Alas, I see she is trodden and feeble. Brahma went nearer to Yetiv, and she spake to him, saying, O Brahma, thou god of men, I know not if my eyes are turning dim, but I have had a sight, even toward the high sun. It was myself I saw rising, going upward, the earth going downward. Then I called, O Osman, not alone, behold, my God is yonder. Let me back to Brahma. Then I thought the Creator brought me back and said, go thou quickly and see thy godly sons in Hara Oyo, for thy time have come. Brahma said, my angel saith, go thou back to Hara Oyo. Thou labor is nearly finished. For the season and reason I come to thee. It is well, therefore, for us that we return, taking Hog with us. So Brahma and Yetiv and Hog, with 5 remaining disciples, departed for Hara Oyo, which lie 3 days' journey for a man to walk, and thou knew not how Yetiv would go, for she was worn to the last step, and above all, her shoes were worn out, and she had only pieces of cloth to her feet. And whilst they were deliberating, having only gone a short distance, Hog perceived going in another direction a score of soldiers mounted on horses, and they were leading a number of spare horses with them. Then soul of Hog spake within him, spake to himself, saying, behold, my father hath made many converts in his days, made good men out of bad ones, and he hath ever refused money and gifts and presents. Now wherever justice liveth, I know not, but many of the radicals who became followers of my father were conscience stricken with ill-gotten gains, and finding that my father would not receive their stuff, they tried me, and behold, my pockets are full of gold and diamonds. In truth, it may have been a very devil prompted me, but I have supposed not to know the higher light, but to know the lower. Of myself and for myself, I want not these things. If they belong to Orsman, it followeth I should not keep them. Therefore, if I give of gold or diamonds to these soldiers, they will give me a horse for my angel mother to ride on. Who knoweth but by the way of those soldiers is nearest road for this gold, and to find its way to Orsman. Very interesting. So Hog went away and purchased a horse and brought it to his mother, saying, behold, a man gaveth thee a present in the name of Orsman, but forbiddeth thee to retain it to save to ride to Hara Oyo, sorry guys, whether thou shalt sell it and give the money to the poor. Yetiv said, a good man he was, and wise, for only on his own conditions could I have accepted the horse. Accordingly, Yetiv was mounted on the horse, and they proceeded on their way, going slowly, for Brahma was also near the end. And after 7 days, they arrived at Hara Oyo, where they were received by Brahma's sons and all the multitude of disciples. But owing to Yusuf's deep love for her sons, and being worn out withal, and having witnessed the glory of righteous works fulfilled through her husband and her sons, the strain was too much for her corporal parts. And they brought straw and stretched her along, and a bundle of straw under her head. Then they spake, saying, first to thee, O Orsman, my blessing, because thou created me alive, to enjoy the glories. Next, O Brahma, my husband, my blessing on thee, God of men. Thou hast taught me the fullness of earth and heaven, O the glory of having been thy wife. Then she called Weish and said, O my son, my firstborn, my blessing on thee, because I have watched thee from the honor of conception. I have had the wisdom of creation demonstrated before me. Oh, the joy when first my eyes beheld thee. I am going now to prepare a place in heaven for thee. And after that, Yutiv blessed all her sons, and coming to Hog, she said, My blessing on thee, O my largest born, God of men. To all my other sons I have told my love, but to thee my soul so overgroweth. I am as dumb woman. Thou hast been a very God in all thy ways, and believest not in Oahspe, nor in heaven, nor angels. For which reason I look upon thee as the highest of all creations. Thou art good for goodness' sake, wise for wisdom's sake, happy in finding a way to master all unhappiness. And these were Yutiv's last words. She shut her eyes, she was dead. So they took her body and robed it in white, and on the fourth day buried her in the forest of Rome. On the day of Yutiv's death, Brahma said, Sing no songs, pray in silence only, let her soul be in quiet with Oahspe. On the second day, Brahma said, Pray in whispers, praise in whispers, the best good deeds and of the dead. On the third day, Brahma said, Burst forth a song of praise to Oahspe, extol the virtues of the dead. On the fourth day, Brahma said, In the song and in prayer, bid the dead arise and go onward, upward. Thus they put Yutiv in the ground on the fourth day, and then they went and sat in the sacred circle, sang and prayed for her soul to go to Nirvana, paradise. And when they finished, a light came down in the midst of the circle, and an angel in white appeared. It was Yutiv, the soul of Yutiv, and the glory of Oahspe and the Creator. Then spake the angel of Yutiv, saying, Out from the head of the corporeal body the spirit is born, and angels stand around. On the spirit blanket received they the spirit of the dead. One day in quiet they kept the spirit, teaching it to reconcile and understand. On the second day the spirit heareth the prayers of the earth people coming upward. And on the third day the spirit understandeth death and birth of spirit. And on the fourth day when ye sang, O goddess, arise from the dead, the Father calleth thee from on high. Arise, O goddess, and go thy way. Then was my spirit free from the earth, resting in the arms of gods and goddesses who have come from on high to receive me. Thus, O my beloved, on the third day is the first resurrection, and to the holy the second resurrection beginneth on the fifth day. After the fifth day, call ye me not back again. My labor lieth yonder. I must build houses for you all. Thus Oahspe sendeth me on before. If it be his will for me to return to you at times, I will return. His will above all, this is the greatest wisdom. Weish, her firstborn, asked, What of the angels of the intermediate world, O mother? Then answered his angel mother, saying, They were shown to us in Ebon Grove. Alas, some of them do not begin the resurrection for 1,000 years. Then came the angel Yutiv over near Hog, her last born, whom she loved so well. She said, Canst thou see me, my son? Hog answered, Nay, I can see only a glimmering light faintly. I hear a voice, but it soundeth not like my mother's voice. Yet if it be that there is a soul that liveth after death, and if of a truth thou art the very spirit and soul of her who brought me forth, be thou not unhappy because of my unbelief. As for myself, I am happy because thou broughtest me forth in unbelief. Neither would I of my own will be any other way, whether our eyes be blue or black, or whether we are tall or short, or whether we are believers and disbelievers, even as we are created and to fill our place in doing good unto others with all our wisdom and strength. Is not this not glory enough? Yutiv said, O thou wisest of men, in the day thou art born in heaven, thou shalt not linger long in the intermediate world, be crowned a very God indeed. Here endeth my labors on earth. O ye, my beloved, an Octavian waiteth by thy way for me to ascend. The gods and goddesses are calling me. Farewell, my beloved, farewell. And now the music of heaven descended. Even while this the mortals sang, the very gates of heaven opened, and the angel Yutiv rose upward in a sea of fire, but behold, the love of great Brahma was too much for him. His eyes raised upward after the ascending light, and his soul burst within him. He fell down and stretched himself on the cold earth. He too was dead. Then burst the mighty hearts of Brahma's sons. The whole earth shook with the wail of gods. The wind, the air above the earth stood still, and the forests of Rome shuddered as if the earth was rent in twain. Then wailed the sons and daughters of Hara Oyo, though no man uttered it, yet all knew the great Brahma was dead. The angel of God came in the sacred circle and stood in the midst. He said, greeting in the name of Oahspe. In his name I speak before you. First then, who of all then was dearest to Brahma, he or she shall rise. And lo and behold, though there arose every man, woman, and child, more than 10,000, the angel said, by the side of Yitiv shall ye, his most beloved, bury his body. On the third day after his death, even at the hour of his death, shall ye bury him, and after and around about the grave shall ye sit thrice a day, morning, noon, and night, for 1 hour, singing and praying for the soul of Brahma for 2 days. And behold, on the evening of the second day, ye shall hold the graves of both Brahma and Yitiv open, and their very bodies will come forth, and Brahma shall speak with you face to face. The angel then disappeared. And the people did as commanded, and they sat watching around the graves in a circle at a distance of 10 paces therefrom. And the brothers favored Hog over all the rest, that he might be converted. And he came to pass in the evening, and the second day, when the sun had been 2 hours set, there descended into the midst of the circle a light, bright as the sun, so that the multitude held their hands before their eyes. And so bright was the light that even the graves were bursted open. And in the space of the moment of time, the light was lowered, so all could look therein. And lo and behold, Brahma and Yitiv, arm in arm, stood in the midst of the circle, even with their flesh and bones and their burial robes. Brahma said, have ye faith in the Creator? With him are all things possible. He is the all-master of all things, except ye not forever any God or Lord or Savior or priest or king, but him, the everlasting all one, the person, practicing good works unto all men, abjuring self in all things, and Oahspe will dwell with you and in your forever. Then Brahma and Yitiv came near Hog, that he might see clearly. Hog said, art thou truly Brahma, my father, and thou too, Yitiv, my mother? Yitiv spake not, but Brahma said, I am the father, even Brahma. To practice the highest light a man hath, this is all that is required of any man. Hog said, of a truth, it is my father. Of a truth, it is my mother. Brahma said, we are blessed. This is the first belief, to believe in the spirit surviving the corporeal body. The second belief is to learn that all person. After this come faith. Hog said, thou hast proven the first, but as to the all person, I cannot understand. Brahma said, as I and thy mother have revealed ourselves to thee, and so proven ourselves, so in due season will Oahspe reveal himself unto thee. And these were the end. Brahma and Yitiv rose up in the sea of fire, smiling and waving their hands in the love to those beneath, higher and higher till they disappeared in the sky. Then went the people and witnessed that the graves were open and the bodies gone. They filled up the places and set a post inscribed, tomb of Brahma and Yitiv, God and Goddess. Crazy banana nuts. So now we're moving on to the next chapter, chapter 24, the first Bible of Gautama, America, being of Iwata, a man chosen by God for the children of Gautama. In Gautama, in the Middle Kingdom, by the sea of Cpenta, come down from heaven, Gitchi, the creator, the world maker, Manito. With silence, speaking in the soul of things, he said, speak, O earth, have eyes, O earth, have ears, O earth, behold me and your maker. The earth answered him, not with words boasting, but raised up man. Man said, here am I, O Gitchi. The Creator looked, and lo and behold, the Ihins and Gautama stood before him, the little people, white and yellow. Gitchi, God said, because thou hast answered me in faith, O earth, thy Ongwi, talking animals, shall be called Ihin. Thus was named the first talkers, men with mouths, for words, ears for words. Then Gitchi, God, called the Ihins together and said they were good, even the handsomest of all created creations. And he commanded them to marry male and female and beget heirs. And they obeyed God's commands, but the dumb earth cast clouds upward and blinded the ways of the Ihins, and they strayed away from the mounds and came to black drooks, which spake not, have no words behind dumb like the black, I don't like that word, sorry guys, black mud of the earth where they buried. In the darkness of earth, the Ihins mingled with drooks, and lo and behold, the second-born speaking animal, Ongwi, or Indian, stood upon the earth, tall and red and strong, swift and handsome. Gitchi, God said, I blame thee not, O Ihin. I saw the darkness, saw thy straits, but nevermore shalt thou dwell with drooks, nor with the new red-born, those with faces like new copper. Call them Ihua, for they shall be protectors over my chosen, the Ihins, forever. The Ahua shall drive away the brought and mew and great serpents and all man-slaying beasts, for I will make mighty nations out of the seed of the Ihuans. The first Ihuan's name was Oedu, and his wife's name was Na, and they begot Owina and Dan and Shusa, but they had no more heirs at the time. Soon after, the second man, whose name was Ka'o, and whose wife's name was Weiss, begot Suma and Pan'a and Ka'ak and Kubak and Jessim. And these were the first tribes Ihuans in the land of Gautama after the flood, and they dwelt together, marrying and begetting offspring, dwelling in peace. And the Ihins taught them in all things. So they became an honor on the earth and glory unto the Creator. But they were mixed so together that one tribe had no preference over another. So by commandment of God, they were called the tribe of Odeyu Kaka'a of the Middle Kingdom, Wino Pang on Asha, Central America. In the valley of Owak, by the river Ho-e-Janwan, Glitchi, Jehovah, created another tribe called Bak Hua-ag, and to the north of them in the mountains, Mu, How, and Go to Ba. And their tribes commingled, and Glitchi, God named them. What? Okay, hang on. Because that is not gonna register or come out of my mouth. We'll just have to write it down. Oh, there's a few of them here. Yeah, try pronouncing that. Not doing it. Jessen, son of Raka'o, married Wepan, daughter of and they begot Sto Gilbak, and he begot Com. And he begat Si, and she married Ban, son of the tribe Raka'o, and Ban's first son named was Lebanese. Oh, finally, something I can pronounce. And Lebanese was born in Suez of the second order and could hear the voice of the Creator Gitchi. and the Great Spirit, and the voice remained with Lebanese during his lifetime, which was 125 years when he died. And the voice descended to Lebanese's son, Hut Lebanese, who lived 101 years, and he died. And the voice descended to his son, okay, see, this is where the Allison is not going to attempt. Because on a post-it, it takes up 2 lines and almost 2 lines on in this book. And therefore, hence the alien language that is and would be from Orion. First one. And thence his son after him named the second one. That's a name on this right here. Thus, we represented the 18 tribes of Gitchis chosen among the Ihuans, who should become everlasting heirs to the voice. And God said unto Ara, arise and go forth, my hand will steer thee. So Ara rose up and departed by the hand of the Creator and came to the valley of Og, broad and sweet smelling and full of health, giving food and air and water. And there came with Ara into Og 1,000 men, women, and children, and they built a city called Oahspe, signifying peace, a place of beauty. And these took the name of the tribe Ara, the which name survived 1,750 years, and their people were tens of thousands. After the tribe of Ara lost the voice, there was raised up Shon of the tribes of Gilbek, and Gitchi raised his hand before Shon, and pointed the way, and so Shon departed out of the country of. See, this is like why I don't like reading this book anymore. I don't. Sorry, guys. I know there's a lot of you that really love this book, but Allison is not going to get frustrated on things that I am not going to butcher in a language that is alien. And I don't read light language. This is not light language, by the way. That name. And came to Og and took his wife Hissam, daughter of the second name here. And they begot Iranmutz, a son of great beauty and strength, a swift runner. And the great voice of Gitchi Hitti, son of Jehovah, came to Iran Akamutz and remained with him during his natural lifetime, which was 90 years. And his son, a very long name with the F name, and his son with almost 2 lines worth of name. And Mong Ag inhabited the regions of the plains of Arkansas. They say Arkansas, I'm going with it. And his people became mighty in cities and agriculture for 4,000 years. The voice of the All-Father remained with the regular succession of the heirs of Mont Ag. But their names and their city names became so long that no man could speak them or write them. There you go. So Gitchi, Jehovah, raised up Hunga, son of Ab, of the tribe of Odu, of the land of the Middle Kingdom, and Hunga went into the mountains of Gi, rocky or Eagle Mountains, sloping to the east. Gitchi, God, spake to Hunga, saying, thou shalt take Og for by thy wife. Out of thy seed will I raise up a greater tribe than all other tribes, and thy firstborn son shall have the name, and thy son's son shall be called Hunga also, and thy son's son's son, and so forever. For I am wearied with the burden of names thy great creator have spoken. Then asked Hunga, saying, what if I have no son, but only daughters? Or of my son or my son's son, they cease to have sons, but only daughters. Then spake Gitche, saying, the wife's first daughter. So it come to pass in course of time, Hunga married the begat heirs, and the voice of the Great Spirit remained with the tribes of Hunga. And it came to pass that he who heard the voice, who was always the chief prophet of the tribe, was called Ho-anga, but the people themselves were called Ungwi, the same that hath endured to this day and called Indian. And the generations of Hunga were called first Hunga, second Hunga, third Hunga, and so on. And this was the beginning of the counting of time in Gautama. Neither knew any man the number of generations before the first Hunga, the first. And the land became full of cities from the east to the west and from the north to the south, and the people dwelt in peace, tribe with tribe, the world over. Then came the god of evil, Itura, Ahura, sowing evil in the temples on the altars. Yea, with a false tongue and cunning came he before the prophets, stealing their eyes away, stealing their ears away, holding his hand and saying, it is the great spirit's hand. And Torah obsessed the nations and tribes of men to worship him, infatuating them with the stories of off countries and the glory of kings and queens. And he set afoot a war of plunder, brought 10,000 times 10,000 evil spirits to aid and abet mortals in war. And Itura, the god of evil, taught mortals to flatten the head to make profits. And lo and behold, the land of Gautama became a land of seers and prophets and conjurers, seeking evil for evil's sake, consulting the spirits of the dead for the war and for earthly glory in blood and death. These then were the principal kings of the day: Len Orgi, king of Ebostakin, a city of tens of thousands in the valley of Ara, Gayistan. Len O was the son of Tugoaa, who was the son of evil, Farragan Kukuwapan, who was the son of a very long name I can't pronounce, who built the canal of the Papa, can't finish that, with an extent from the sea of Hulapan, Lake Superior, to the plains of Texas, near the sea of Soshapan, who dwelt Heothuga, king of kings, whose temple was roofed with copper and silver. Of 10,000 boats, canoes was the canal extending along, carrying copper and silver from the north regions of the cities of the valley of Hempemban and to the cities of the mountains of that really long O word, and to G, home of Hunga, the first of the mightiest red man. Next in power to Long O was T.C. Gamba Arax, king of the city of Choose whatever, in the plains of whatever, Central America, with the 12 tributary cities extending among the river, a very long A name, to the mountain of another really long N word. So guys, I'm going to just preface this. Go get the book and read the sections I'm on to know what these words are if you're that interested, because they're this long. Not wasting my time, and I'm not getting myself frustrated. And I'm going to keep iterating that because this is why I don't like this book. And the rest of this whole chapter is of humongous words. So by the time, go read it for yourself. A long C word was the son of a very long T word, who was son of a very long T word, who built the Great East Canal of a very long O word, in the rich valley of a T word, and through the land of a very long S word, most likely Louisiana and Mississippi, were dealt the large men and women, a very long broken up word. The fourth great king of Guatemala, and this is not Native American language, FYI, was a very long H word, king of the city of a very long I word, which had 17 tributary cities of tens of thousands of people, and his kingdoms extended from sea to sea to the middle kingdom, Panama. Here was the temple of Gil-off, with 1,000 columns of polished mahogany, and with a dome of copper and silver. And within Gil-off dwelt with Oahspe, the oracle of the creator for 2,000 years. And the fifth great king was Pen-Amblat, king of the city of a very long L word on the high Hugla, Platte, Tennessee, with 30 tributary cities of tens of thousands of inhabitants. Here was situated the school and college of great learning. Another A word that's very long were taught tens of thousands of students. Pemblat was learned and have traveled far, devoting his life to imparting knowledge. He had 6,000 attendants besides 640 officers. The sixth great king was Hoab, son of T-Swing, the rest I can't pronounce, found the kilns of another word I'm not pronouncing. Hojab's city capital was an F word, with 33 tributary cities and tens of thousands of inhabitants in the plains of Higo, southeastern Ohio. The seventh great king was a very long H name, and his capital was a very, very long H name, situated in the plains of a very long M word, Indiana and North Ohio and Pennsylvania, and extending eastward to the mountains of a very long, extremely long G word, including the valleys of the river of a very long O word, each to the sea of a very long P word, Lake Erie. Hisso had 47 tributary cities of tens of thousands of inhabitants. Betwixt the great kings and their great capitals were 1,000 canals crossing the country in every way, from east to west, from north to south, so that the seas of the north was connected with the seas of the south in canoes, and people traveled and carried the productions of land in every way. Besides the canals mentioned, there were 7 other great canals named after the kings who built them, and they extended across the plains in many directions, but chiefly east and west. These were a very long O word, a very long H word, a very long F word, a long A word, an E, O, H, the whole paragraph. In those days, the kings learned men put their hearts to work building canals and finding places and roadways for them. And herein laid the great glory and honor of men at that time. And God Gitche, perceiving the virtue and wisdom of men, sent his angels to teach men the mystery of the canal making, to teach men to compound clay with lime and sand to hold water, to teach men to find the goo, the level, and the force of water. The angels also taught men to make pots and kettles, to burn the clay in suitable shapes, to find copper ore and silver ore and gold and lead for the floors of the oracle chambers, clean and white, shining, suitable for angels. And they taught men how to soften copper like dough, how to harden copper like flint rock for axes and mattocks, for building canals, taught men how to work the ore in the fire and melt it, and how to make lead into sheets like cloth, taught men to till the soil and grow wheat and corn, taught the women how to grind it and make bread, taught the hunters how to slay the lion and the tiger and the mastodon and the hog-awatha, the rooting animal of wisdom. Besides all these inhabited regions, they lay another country in the far west, 50 days' journey, the land of Utah, a place of sand and salt and hot boiling waters. And this region was 20 days' journey broad, east and west, and 50 days' journey broad, north and south. In the high north lay the land of Ogala, the land of giants, the place of yellow rocks and high sprouting waters. Ogalia, if it was given away its kingdom to the great city of a very long P name, with the 24 tributary cities spread along the valley of Yellowstone Valley, gave his kingdom to his queen, Minigangwashak, with the yellow hair long hanging down, and the queen built temples 270 and 2 adjacent to the sprouting waters, where her people went every morning at sunrise, singing praise to Gitche, Monati, and the Creator. South of Ogala lay the land of Wanwaga, around about the sea of a very long name, the Salt Lake, in the very Maguba, which is to say, consecrated place of the voice, a kingdom of 4 cities. Here reigned for 20 generations the line of kings called Wine O Gusha, most holy and wise, full of manliness and strong-limbed. On the eastward of the lake lay the Woho Tawny, the ground of games and tournaments, where came tens of thousands every autumn to exhibit their strength, carrying horses and oxen, and running and leaping, running races with the trained deer. And for the strongest, swiftest, the king gave prizes and handsome damsels with straight limbs and shapely necks, proud, who loved to be awarded handsome, mighty husbands. Next lay the kingdom of a very long H, which in legends of people who lived here before the flood, a kingdom of 70 cities and 6 great canals, coursing east and west and north and south, from the Gehi mountain in the east to the west mountain, very long one, the place of the king of bears, the grizzly, and to the south to the middle kingdom, on the deserts of a very long G word, where the rivers empty not in the sea, but sink in the sand, creating prickly something word shaped like a pear. I'm going to leave it here. So again, guys, I'm sorry for not pronouncing words that are like paragraphs long. Next time, I hope to possibly finish. We're close to it. This first book of God from Cpenta Armij. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's frustrating for me. This book is getting very frustrating. But again, someone who tells you that's the Bible, you should be listening to. That's okay, perception. So guys, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I do apologize for the not pronouncing words like this, but it's not going to come out of my mouth properly anyway. So I hope you all enjoyed. Please don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I have other content coming out, and I hope to see you guys on the other one.